Yay! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Episode 3 of Fire Pro Fridays. Hi, Travis.
Hey, Curtis.
Say your Twitter handle for me, please.
At Turbo Bison.
At Turbo Bison. Hi, and I'm, as you probably already know because you found this stupid video already, at Zabusan on the Twitters. And if you're unfamiliar, at 3 episodes in with Fire Pro Wrestling Fridays, I horribly play Fire Pro Wrestling G on PlayStation. As you can see, it is mostly in Japanese, which reminds me that I need to go ahead and load up the English data so we can at least sort of see what's going on here. So we'll just take a moment to do that really quick. So Travis, talk about anything. Just fill time. Anything, please.
So yeah, this is a Let's Play of Fire Pro Wrestling G, and me and Curtis do this in a Digimon Let's Play over on my channel. It's QB Vids.
Yes.
Club. So yeah.
There you go.
We do these little Let's Plays. It's fun. It's a fun time. My good buddy Curtis, and we talk about wrestling stuff. I become the John Cena champion, and I'm pretty sure the internet hates me for it. So, yeah.
That's probably true. John Cena's terrible, and Travis is even worse somehow. Tonight, we're going to try our hand at a one-night tournament. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do really badly at it. And I'm just going to name it whatever this is, and put the computer level down to 1, so I maybe have a fighting chance. And let's just get started with this.
You know, every time we record these, I'm like, I'm going to learn more about Fire Pro, like maybe to help. And I never do, so.
Yeah, me neither. Like, I literally have everything bookmarked. I can just go through and look and say, okay, well, what do I want to do and what do I want to learn about? No, I never do it. I just say screw it. Because I kind of like going in blind. I think that makes it a little bit more fun for me.
Right. And for you, the audience.
And yes, that's most important. But right now, we're going to set up our 16-man tournament, and we're trying to determine who we're going to play as. So let's see. I don't know why it says Dustin Runnels in WCW, but he's in his gold dust garb.
But
that never happened.
So, but it's WCW, so it has to be Dustin Runnels for it to be WCW, right?
Yeah, but it says right there his nickname is Gold Dust.
Is one of his alts the Dustin?
I'm sure it's got to be. Let's see. Hopefully I can go back. Yeah, okay.
What if it's like
nope.
Goldust 2000? Yeah, it's like Goldust 2000. Like.
Yeah, but that was never in WCW. It was always in Gold. It was only in WWF that he was ever that character. That's so weird to me.
Yeah. Remember TNA when he was like 7 or some other
for like a week or something like that.
Yeah.
And then he broke kayfabe and won a little speech about it. All right, we got to find someone to play as. Help me out here, Travis.
Shawn Micheals, Super Kick Party.
Okay, fair enough. All right, let's see. Let's do this. And let's see if we can just
like have it rando.
Yeah, we'll just do it really quick. Get everybody. Well, maybe I can just go back to... And then it'll fill in. Oh, it needs at least 3 people. Ugh, okay. That's fine. We can do this.
Alright, yeah.
Great Sasuke.
Yeah. Perfect.
Gerard Gordeau. MMA looks like.
Perfect.
Alright, we got... Oh my god.
Tiger
Samurai.
Oh, okay, well.
I'm just... It's literally just doing random right now. So whatever it lands on, we do.
Alright.
Let's see what we get now. Shinjiro Otani. Sure, why not? You're in, Shinjiro.
Kind of hoping for Liger. Not gonna lie to you. I'm hoping.
I can always throw in a lager. A lager. What is this, alcohol? Let's see if we can get Liger. Where's he at?
He
would be in New Japan.
Well, no, he was in the first one.
This is the first. New Japan is the first one.
Is it?
Right?
Okay. Well,
yeah, alright. He's probably at the bottom here. Let's see. See if we can find him. There he is.
There he is.
Let's get this one. Alright, so we got a few more to go. Just choose already, please. Ghetto. Sure.
Ghetto. How many people are going to be in this tournament?
It's going to be 16, and hopefully we're going to find out if we can actually skip every match that's not ours. Otherwise, it's going to be really boring.
The terrible commentary over all these matches.
Or we can just do a two-parter, whichever works. Whichever works for everyone.
That's true.
And Andre the Giant is now in this tournament.
So while you do that, I'll talk to people about the SummerSlams that just happened.
We need to talk about NXT more than SummerSlam.
That's literally what I want to talk about.
Okay, good.
SummerSlam, other outside of New Day, which is like the greatest group of all time. SummerSlam was very terrible.
It was awful. One of my coworkers came. I saw him on Monday. He was like, "Did you watch SummerSlam last night?" I did. It was pretty terrible. He was like, "Why?" I was like, "Did you watch the NXT special the night before? Because it was infinitely better than anything that SummerSlam was going to be doing."
The more I think about it, there wasn't a bad part of the NXT thing. That's what made it even better. Like there was.
And it hasn't been a bad part ever in any of those takeover specials. That's what's ridiculous to me.
Always been he's never been fun to watch.
That's true, but something happened since the last one. He really impressed me.
Yeah.
Like he's actually got a character and a personality now. He previously didn't seem to have that. He was just kind of like a generic whatever. His storytelling in that match actually was like good.
No, they both did such a good job, him and Joe. Like I was like that whole thing, and then like the vaudevillain thing was like really cool. With Blue Pants, I'm not sure if they signed Leva Bates. I kind of hope they did. But that was.
I feel like they did because I think she has like a shirt now. I don't think they would sign her if she didn't.
She does have a shirt, the Blue Pants shirt. So, like, I'm kind of surprised they didn't like make it a bigger deal. But I mean, that's still kind of cool. And then like they had the Tyler Breeze Liger match was completely awesome for like Liger being a 50-year-old dude and still like.
It's amazing what that guy can do as old as he is. Like he's been around forever. Yeah. Like it's awesome.
Like he was an old dude. Like he was a veteran. Like when Nitro started, when he fought Brian Pillman in Nitro. So like I remember like the Rey Mysterio match he had like at Starrcade '96 when they were like.
That sounds about right.
When they were talking about like. Yeah, this is the guy who basically made Rey Mysterio style, and he's the veteran, and it's like it's almost 20 years ago.
Yeah. Like no, I think I just watched that match. It was either that match or it was like a Nitro match or something that they had. Because he only really did about a handful. He did a handful of matches with WCW while he was there, but they were all like. Really, really good and really well. That's not true. The one he had with Juventud Guerrera, which, fun fact, they actually had Juventud Guerrera win the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship on their show, and New Japan was literally not happy about it to the point that they've completely discredited it from ever happening. Like they go on record, it never happened. They just completely black out that point of history, which is pretty funny to me.
Well, it happened. It happened with TNA. Like TNA got in trouble, like around 2008 when they were working a lot with New Japan, and I think the Dudleys had went. Call them Dudleys again. The Dudleys had went to New Japan, won the title. Then they came back, and I think they lost the title to
America's Most Wanted.
Yeah, or like somebody like a tag team that. New Japan did not know that was going to win the title, and they got upset. And they literally had to fly to New Japan and put the titles back on Team 3D or the Dudley Boys, like right at New Japan. So like,
wow,
I don't understand why people decide to do that to New Japan's belt, which is why, like, I've always been like, oh, Vince, you should totally just let anyone wrestle, but someone would pull that shit. Like someone would be like. No, now our guy is the United States champion, John Cena. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it probably just would not be worth all the headache of having to deal with it. But speaking of New Japan, you should all go watch New Japan. But more importantly, you really should go watch the NXT TakeOver from Brooklyn. It was an incredible show. Absolutely.
Speaking of New Japan, like the fact that Rainmaker was there Gedo is there. Like, I'm pretty sure we're gonna see more New Japan guys. Like, what if we see a Rainmaker versus Finn Balor match? Or,
whew, wouldn't be the first time.
No,
but
with like
still be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, like, I am like, I'm more of an indie fan than I am of a WWE fan. I don't think, like, I think I portray myself as like WWE fan, but I love their production. Like, their production is like top notch production.
Oh, it is. Well, they have the money to do it.
Exactly. And I would love to see, like, New Japan guys, like, wrestle WWE guys, or even, like I said, like, to see, like, a Nakamura versus a Joe match. Like, I would pay money to watch that live. Or hell,
that'd be pretty great.
Or, like, a Hanma Tyler Breeze match. Like, that would be kind of awesome. Like, these guys
that would be fun. Like, that would be a fun show.
I would definitely do. I would definitely like. I really would like that. And like I said, NXT is like I said, outside of PWG, it's like the closest thing to getting a New Japan on television. Like, because everything, like I said, everything was good. They gave the women 30 minutes. And,
ooh, super kick!
Wow, already. They gave the women 30 minutes, and like, I legit cried.
No, that seriously was like I was, because I was watching it, and my boyfriend was like, "Why are you watching this? This is so stupid." I was like, "You're absolutely right. It is stupid." But he was watching, like, the initial promo package that they always do before every match to try and sell the story or whatever. And he was watching, like, the Bailey stuff, and he's like, "She's not going to win." And I was like, I think she's actually due. Like, they're going to give it to her. He's like, "No, she's not. Look at her. She's not going to win." And I was like, "All right, we'll see." And then she won, and I was like, "She won," and he was like, "No, she didn't," and I was like, "Yeah, she did," and I was like, "That's just how the storytelling goes. They have the underdog loses a lot, and then comes back and wins. That's just how it is." Which, sorry, spoilers. Oh, barely missed it. Spoilers for the NXT show, but it's, you know what, spoilers don't matter anyway, so.
Not that show. It's been a week. Like, you should have watched it. Like, honestly.
Yeah, if you were a wrestling fan, you would have already seen it, and if not, you don't care about the outcome anyway. You want to watch the match itself. So, but yeah, no, legitimately, go watch that. That match alone is worth that pay-per-view.
And like you said, the story is very basic, like bare bones, because it's like, yeah, it's the underdog, and of course they win, but like, the story they were telling was a really compelling story, as opposed to like typical WWE. Like, I was telling my roommate this, because he didn't understand. He was like, you know, how can you be so invested with this and you don't watch Raw? Because I don't watch Raw. Like, I'll watch it if someone's like, "Oh, something big's gonna happen," but I don't watch it, and I watch an hour of NXT. And I told him, it's like, because in that hour, it's like what we talked about before about PWG. In that hour, I can get like a complete, concise story. I don't like, it's not bloated with like comedy segments that aren't funny. Like, if they do comedy, like, it'll like 7 times out of 10 it'll be funny, but it's not bloated with like this like stupid backstage politics, and everything makes sense. Like, everyone has a clear motivation to do things. The Bailey story made sense because those other girls had made it, and she was still there, and like, it was a really good story. And like I said, just everything about it. And then at the end, and just like I said, just like going to see those girls and knowing what they go through, just being women in wrestling and women in WWE, like, it was just an emotional. Like, I got to see. I went earlier this year to watch an NXT house show here in Jacksonville, Florida, and I got to see. So there's 2 matches that I got to see that I'll probably, like, will always cherish. Like, I got to see Neville versus Finn Balor versus Hideo Itami in a triple threat match, which, like, a year before that would have been like a fucking
overseas trip to make happen.
That would have been a New Japan, like, main event.
Yeah.
For a juniors title, and it was, like I said, I watched it at a house show, and it was awesome. They didn't act like it was a house show; they put everything on the line. And then I got to see Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, Charlotte, and Bayley in a Fatal 4-Way match. And it was actually right before their Fatal 4-Way match. They had the very big one. They had
the NXT special.
Yeah, the NXT Takeover special. Yeah,
that was a good match too.
It was actually the match because my buddy Lewis, we worked with before. And his
Hi, Lewis.
We watched that, and they had like, because they're very much like anti Diva wrestling because it's honestly terrible. And I told them, I was like, you guys want to watch these girls are good. And you're like, I don't know. And that match had them like riveted. It was like I said, it was a very emotional thing, and I understand the hesitation, like, oh well, where does the women's go now? Where do the women go now? But they signed fucking Hana, which is ridiculous.
That was a surprise to me, because one, I know next to nothing about her, and then suddenly like everyone was talking about her as far as like R squared circle and all that Reddit nonsense, but like it'll be it's another super kick. Let's see if we can finish him off. Just pin him. There we go. Better not be a rope break. Of course it is. But yeah, like I didn't know anything about her, and then like I was watching some of her stuff. Like she's surprisingly stiff, and she's gonna have to tone that down. Or I already know they're gonna have to have her tone that down. Did we get it? I still can't nail a move off the top.
But it's
so bad.
What the great thing is, because Sarah Del Rey is one of the people she wrestled a lot.
She probably has got some pull to help get him in there.
Yeah, so she could probably, if anyone could like adjust a wrestler, it's Sarah Del Rey, because like people forget Charlotte was pretty terrible when she first started, because she literally had just first started. But you know, Sarah Del Rey is a fucking genius when it comes to like getting people to be their best. But she's awesome. She's also a game journalist. I think she's also like sponsored by Xbox. It was really weird. I looked her up. Like it was like I think when she first came to the States, which was like 4 years ago, I had looked her up. She was wrestling. I think she was wrestling. I'm not sure if it was Shimmer or if it was Shine or whatever. She was wrestling in like a women's organization, like around 2010, 2012. So I kind of just looked her up to see who she was. It was like a big deal.
Yeah.
And she, like you said, she's absolutely fantastic.
No, she is. She's like, I've only seen a handful of her matches. Sarah Del Rey's, not so much Kana. But Sarah Del Rey, I caught some of her stuff and when she was in Chikara for a bit. God, that girl, like, ridiculous. Like I don't know if there was a reason that she's not actually on the roster and she's just a trainer, or I'm sure there's a reason. Maybe just old injuries prevented her, or whatever reason, or maybe she wanted to go into that particular part of the job, whatever.
I think it's that because they have a lot of there's a lot of people who work backstage in NXT that work as trainers, like and teachers for NXT that are really good wrestlers. Like Adam Pearce works there. And like
wait, Adam Pearce from Ring of Honor?
Yeah, Adam Pearce works as a teacher for NXT.
What?
Yeah.
Doesn't he? But he works.
No.
When did he leave Ring of Honor?
He hasn't been in Ring of Honor for years. Like he did that small stint, but right when they were signing everybody in NXT, I would always.
Who am I thinking of that I think is still in Ring of Honor?
It's BJ Whitmer.
No, there's a guy that's with BJ Whitmer named Adam, isn't there?
Oh, Adam Page.
Oh yeah, that's why I was confused.
He's okay.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I've seen some of his stuff. He's all right. Okay, that's why I was confused. I was like, wait, he's with Ring of Honor. How is he possibly working both federations?
Yeah. So Adam Pearce, who is like CM Punk is Chicago wrestling, but Adam Pearce is way more like Chicago wrestling. Adam Pearce is there. Jimmy Jacobs writes for WWE. There are a lot of guys who actually are really smart and really influential that are there. You can tell, like I said, with NXT, you can totally tell because that product is so good.
It's consistently good.
The worst part is Zack Ryder, but I like Zack Ryder, so
I don't like Zack Ryder.
No, I understand why I said that. I know. Zack Ryder is the most acquired taste.
I wouldn't even say that. I think he's just not good.
Well, if he ever gets fired, he will be on a PWG show because Alvarez. Like,
oh, of course he will.
Said like, oh yeah, I really like Zack Ryder.
That's not the guy. I mean, his gimmick is just all done. I've been over his gimmick forever. And he had like a very small push a couple years ago because he got a big fan petition, which that's awesome. But it's just like, he was kind of a one-trick pony, and he hasn't really evolved from that.
I mean, at that
and
time,
I don't know if that's by choice or not. But
at that time, that gimmick like kind of made sense with all the.
Oh, seriously?
Wow.
God, I suck at this.
But at the time, that gimmick had made sense with all the Jersey Shore stuff going on. Now it's just like, especially like when you had Robbie E and you had like.
Yeah, I mean, at least he did it first, I guess, as far as like the big companies, and the indie scene might have had it already done or whatever. But it's just like he needs to change that gimmick ASAP. Please let me be able to skip these.
Can you skip?
I don't know if we'll we'll find out. It doesn't matter. I lost in the first round. I will not be king of the ring. It seems. No king HBK this year.
HBK did not win the G1 title.
No. Let's see if we can just get out of this. Oh wow, it goes at an expedited pace. I would much rather just skip this though. Whoa. Alright, well since I'm out, we're going to do a quick movie making magic. And then when you come back, we'll be right back with the next. We'll just do a singles match because I'm really bad at this game.
Alright.
So we'll be right back, I promise. There we go. Okay. Hey, the tournament's over. Nobody won because I canceled it. Because fuck that shit. HBK doesn't lose to no one.
That's some Vince McMahon type shit right there.
Yeah. Yeah, if this doesn't go my way, I shut the whole thing down. It's just how I do. Alright, let's see if we can try and win this again. No time limit. Let's get Red Shoes.
Red Shoes? Right. Is he related to Blue Pants?
He is not related to Blue Pants. And I forgot to load everything. So we're just going to try some Jushin Liger because he's the one that I knew is on this list. I think I just passed him. There he is. Let's do some gold and black.
Let's have him fight Tiger Mask. Tiger Mask is right.
Tiger Mask? Okay.
Or was he?
I know Tiger Mask is in here. Where is he? I don't think that's him.
I think that was.
There he is. There he is. Right
there
here.
He is.
He's close. Let's get some golden red. All right, Jushin Thunder Liger versus Tiger Mask. The Japanese is awful.
But yeah, speaking of that whole NXT thing, like the Sasha Banks entrance, and it was like I didn't realize it was a play on Eddie until like someone had showed like. Here's Eddie's entrance, and like she did like her own version of Eddie's entrance. And I was like,
so that was two Eddie Guerrero Eddie Guerrero references in the same weekend because Seth Rollins did the frog splash.
Right.
Was it his birthday, or was there some reason, or was it just all coincidental?
Sasha Banks is a huge Eddie Guerrero fan.
Okay.
So that's what like I listened to the Talk to Jericho with her. And I felt, because she's only 23 years old. And I was like, yep. Yeah.
She's already accomplished way more than I ever will.
Yeah. Yeah, so she was saying, like, because she's a huge Raw fan, she was a fan of Jericho and all those guys, like, she was, like, basically saying, like, how, like, she was, like, I never wanted to be a diva because they sucked. And I was like, you were smart from a very young age. But yeah, she was a huge Eddie girl.
Well, it's not that they necessarily suck. They were never really given the opportunity to do much.
Well,
and I mean, they were always treated as sex objects, and they were always like given these like really stupid matches that I mean, like Lita and Trish Stratus were, and Mickie James at one point, were like the epitome of non-diva-ness as far as like the theatrical part of it. Like they could actually wrestle and wrestled well. Whereas like with the Diva, I mean, and I don't know, like, you could argue the Nikki and Brie Bella stuff, there might be politics there because of who they're both married to or whatever. That's a whole nother thing. But, I mean, like, they're consistently bad in their matches. Like, they never do anything worthwhile. And, like, maybe one of them's gotten a little bit better. But, I mean, like, Sasha, Charlotte, Bayley, Becky, and Paige are consistently putting out good content and getting overlooked because they don't have the Divas look or the Divas appeal. And that's gross to me. Like, that shouldn't be how it is. Like, it's literally wrestling. It's not... I mean, it's also entertainment for them because that's the name of their company or whatever.
Yeah. But, I mean,
like,
it's a new day. But it's
that pun sucks. That pun sucks.
But no, it's a new era. Like, the thing is, that's what I love about PWG. What I love about NXT is like the whole entertainment thing, like making it a soap opera. No one gives a shit about that anymore. Like, people
I don't know. Does Total Divas? I imagine Total Divas still does pretty good ratings.
I mean, but
so obviously it cares to an extent.
Those are people who don't watch wrestling anymore. Like,
that's true.
Like, I've met a lot of people like, oh yeah, I watch Total Divas. Oh, I don't watch wrestling. I just watch Total Divas. I'm like,
why?
I don't care.
There's nothing good about that show. It's all fake.
Well, don't forget now, Kelly has her new show, Dabs, after Total Divas.
I don't even know what that is, and I don't want to know. I don't want to know what that acronym is for, so please do not tell me.
So, like, but my thing is, like, Ronda Rousey's not appealing because she's sleeping with someone's husband, or she's jealous because she's appealing because she's a legit fucking killer. Like,
yeah,
the thing that made like Charlotte really good wasn't, oh, she's Ric Flair's daughters, because she was out here having fucking fantastic matches, with these women. Like, I don't get what their end game is. And I watched Raw, and they had like the whole Divas Revolution, like, sit down with the Miz, and like they basically, like, because they came out and they're like, we're about competition, and like, they were doing the whole thing was like, hey, we'd fight any guy. And I was like, yeah, like, that's pretty cool. And then the Bellas come out like, we've been here forever, and how dare you? And I get it. Like, it is unfair to just like shit on the Bellas for no reason, right? Especially if you're trying. Like, good on you for trying, but at the same time, like, what are you accomplishing by saying, like, it doesn't, when Nikki Bella said wins and losses doesn't matter, I was like, I mean, in the actual, like, in the real world, yeah, it doesn't matter because it's a fucking scripted sport. But actually, it does fucking matter, because it does matter, because why would I care? If wins and losses don't matter, then what do I care? What do I care about?
Yeah. Then why do you want to always retain your title if wins don't matter?
Right.
Obviously they matter, because otherwise you wouldn't be the champion.
Like,
that's so stupid.
I was like, when you juxtapose that to what literally happened on Saturday, Bayley's win, like, that mattered. Like, you could say wins and losses don't matter. That win fucking mattered. Like, it's so stupid. Like, it's so stupid how they treat the women wrestlers. Like,
yeah.
The fact that they put Sasha Banks, and I like Naomi a lot, but the fact they put her with Naomi and Tamina only because, like, well, they're the women of color. Of course they would be together. Like that. like you had a faction with Becky, Charlotte, and Sasha. Like, their last NXT show, when Charlotte fought Sasha for the NXT Women's Championship. Like, they made it, like, the kayfabe was broken of, like, oh, I hate these people. Like, no. Like, you already have a faction. They call themselves the Four Horsewomen. They promote themselves like that. Why you wouldn't put those girls together is beyond me. Like, you could even have, like, Paige join those other three girls. Like, why they don't? Why
that's
the
thing.
That is fucking stupid.
Because I think is like they want to essentially keep all the shows separate. I guess they will acknowledge that NXT exists, and they will acknowledge that SmackDown exists, but they don't want you to know that all three shows, I guess, coincide with one another. I don't know, because like what happened, the end of the takeover was awesome, but then the very next night, three of those women that are hugging in the ring are now fighting one another, and that makes no sense. That literally makes no sense, because I mean, again, we know because we're on the inside, but the people who may not know that are watching NXT and seeing these women they're going to be wrestling the very next night hugging, and they're probably confused. It's like, what? Like, what's going on, mommy? But that's not how it should be. Like, it should, like, because they're all friends anyway. They're all hanging out with each other after the show. So, I mean, it's not a big deal. I don't know. Like, it's just, yeah, it was a poorly managed situation that they have. And the Divas Revolution is cool because, like, all these awesome kick-ass girls are now getting the spotlight, which they should have been getting months ago. And that's great. But it's not going to last long. It's going to last a few months, and then the Bellas will still be on top.
No,
and it's frustrating.
It comes like, I've said it, and what's so weird is, like, I was never a big advocate of Triple H getting over, like, taking over. Triple H needs to fucking take over. Like, him and Stephanie need to completely run the show. And that's just the thing. It's like, because I know a lot of people get skeeved out when Stephanie says, like, oh, you know, like, because she's, like, putting herself in the forefront of the Diva Revolution. I would tell all those people, like, she, like, not to say she deserves to, but it makes sense. Because if you look at, like, the seeds of what everything, all this came from, it came from NXT. She was the one who pushed for an NXT Women's Championship. It wasn't a Divas Championship. She came out and said this would be the Women's Championship. Not a Divas Championship, but a Women's Championship.
Yeah.
And that got Paige and Emma, and then, you know, then we got the four we have now. But, like, yeah, she absolutely deserves to be on the forefront of, like, I was pushing for the Diva Revolution because she absolutely was. Just like if AJ Lee was there, she was like, I was pushing for that because she absolutely was. What they do is so frustrating. What sucks is, like, there's too many, like, old men who are running that fucking company that ruin it.
Yeah.
And it's the problem with a lot of other companies. Like, I am not the world's biggest, like, Joey Ryan fan, but I agree with him on this. Like, the more, like, we stay listening to the older generation of forms of wrestling, the less likely it will evolve. Because it will always end up being the exact same goddamn
thing. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of Joey Ryan either. Like, I like what he's doing with PWG and offering, like, what he does for a lot of indie people. I don't like his character.
I hate his character. I think his character is
shitty. It's played out. I mean, the 80s Playboy, like, that's so awful and gross. At least he's not, like, that objectifying when he's, like, a face or whatever. But it's just, ugh.
Well,
it's just not a good character.
And to be fair, like I said, I want to make it, is Joey Ryan the character? Because Joey Ryan, the guy, like, he pushes for, like, intergender wrestling, like, all this other stuff. Like, that's cool, and that's something that should happen because it's wrestling. Like, we should be able to move the sport forward.
Yeah.
So I'm totally cool with that. But, like, he has a move called the boob flex, which is, like, him just groping a woman, you know? Like, I don't know how
that's kind of gross.
But
I mean, the thing that I know, and this is going to sound really bad, so please hear me out. The thing about intergender wrestling that I do not like is the fact that because it's a man versus a woman, it's 90% of the time you are supposed to cheer the woman because they're the underdog.
Right.
And I get it, and I understand that. But that's stupid because I shouldn't just cheer. Like, it's like she made the decision to get into the ring to fight this person. That doesn't immediately make the man bad because it's not like he spurred it on. He was in the ring and he was told he's going to fight a woman. There's really not much he can do about that except do it. But the crowd will immediately turn on him and think of him as a bad person because he's fighting a woman and because he's hitting her.
Right.
And it's like, she's hitting him too.
Right.
You know? Like, I don't understand. And I've hated that. And PWG does it every now and again. Like, I mean, because Candice and Joey are a tag team, so they pretty much do intergender matches every show. But it's just like, when Candice is in there, they're like, the other side's attacking her, and the crowd's booing. And it's like, what do you expect? Like, she's in there with them, willingly, and they're both sides agreed to this. Like, no one should be getting booed here. It's completely amicable. It's so stupid. I hate that logic.
I think the reason why is because, like, women wrestlers, especially ones who do intergender matches, are often, I mean, they are positioned to be the face because it's like,
right?
Yeah, you're rising up against this dude, like, fuck off. But I think the one that kind of, like, might end up changing that. I haven't seen it yet. I can't wait for it to be picked up. Was AIW did a match with it was Ricky Shane versus Vita Scott, and Vita Scott has been a heel at AIW forever. So I would love to see how she was positioned in that match, because I don't think she would have been as the face.
Right.
And a lot of people, for whatever,
that'd be interesting.
For whatever reason, a lot of people don't like Vita Scott, like as a character. They don't like the character.
I feel like I know that name, and if I see a picture, I'll probably know who she is.
Remember last year when Candice had that like really bloody match with Young Bucks, the Guerrilla Warfare match where they won the title?
Yeah.
That same weekend, she ended up wrestling Gregory Iron in AIW in a cage match that was really bloody. Like to me, that was the first time when I was like, this is when women's wrestling is going to be forward, because there were two women who were having fucking not only bloody matches but good matches.
Yeah.
Especially like Guerrilla Warfare, like. Go watch that.
That was a good match. That was a good match.
And it happened on the same weekend, and I think like Velvet Sky had like did like this fucking like piece of shit tweet where she was like, wow.
God damn it! I suck at this game so much.
She did this tweet where she was like, oh yeah, girls, you don't have to show color to actually prove that you're like good wrestlers and da da da. And I was like, I mean, you don't have to, but it was good that they did that. Why are you poo-pooing that? It
made sense in the match. If it was just like a regular match with no cage or death match or whatever, then yeah, it would be a little bit excessive. But it's not like they're doing it because they want to.
Right.
It's because they're doing it, or they're doing it because they want to, but they're not doing it because they have to. They're doing it because it makes sense in the story and in the particular match. Like she's silly.
Yeah. I mean,
all right, well. I'm really bad at this, and to avoid myself a little bit more embarrassment, I'm going to go ahead and sign off for episode 3. But we'll come back. Episode 4 will be next week. We'll talk more wrestling and other stuff, I'm pretty sure. Because I do want to talk more on the subject of face and heel, and how that whole concept works, and why I really hate that idea too, especially in the WWE, because that is really frustrating to me, and it's basically going to be about CM Punk. So, hang on to your booties for that.
Hey, also, John Morrison was at the NXT show. I see him with
Seth Rollins was at PWG a month ago. So,
yeah. Yep.
Interesting developments. All right, well, that's episode 3. Travis, take us out, please.
Hard times, Daddy. Yeah.
Dusty Rhodes. Rest in peace, American Dream. Rest in peace.
Rest in power.
Toodles. Rest in power.